Hey, how you doing? Today I'm gonna talk about one of the BCS bowl games. I'm gonna talk about each of them. The first one I'm gonna talk about is the Orange Bowl between Clemson and West Virginia on January 4th. It's probably not one of the best bowl games, but it's still both teams are pretty explosive. Both have kind of had an up and down year. The Big East and ACC were probably the two weakest conferences this year, so uh, they're not two of the best teams, but they're both pretty fun teams to watch. And especially Clemson, at one point they were right around the top five when they were undefeated. Then they lost a bunch of games, kind of held off, but they still won the ACC championship. So the thing that is interesting in this game between Clemson and West Virginia is that Clemson, like I was just talking about, they were undefeated, and then they lost to I think they were 7-0, and then they lost to Georgia Tech. Then they actually lost two more games, but they still won their division of the ACC, and then they blew out Virginia Tech in the ACC championship game. Uh, so I think Clemson is definitely the favorite going into this game. If Clemson plays the way that they did when they beat Virginia Tech and when they were undefeated, Clemson will blow them out. Clemson has playmakers all around the field. They really had when they were on top of their game, they were the most explosive offense in the country. I think. If you're just talking about offense, uh, most people know about Sammy Watkins, the freshman wideout, and DeAndre Hopkins is the other wideout. He's really good too. And then they have one of the best tight ends, maybe the best tight end in the country, Dwayne Allen. He's really good. And then the quarterback Taj Boyd is good too. He earlier in the year he was reminding me of like a Vince Young, even shades of like Vince Young and Cam Newton. I mean, he resembles them, but he kind of took when Clemson started to lose those games. He had some really shaky games, but he looked really good in the beginning part of the year, and he does have talent. Um, so that's Clemson and West Virginia. They kind of had an up and down year too. They probably benefited from being the Big East. They were in pretty much any other BCS conference, they wouldn't have won it. But and they barely even won the Big East. They needed help in the last couple of weeks. But they're a pretty good team. I mean, they have explosive offense like Clemson does. They spread you out. They can throw. Their defense isn't really too good. It's decent, but they have Tavon Austin, who's a good player on offense, and so they're uh, they're interesting. They're an interesting team, but it'll be a good game. It should be a good game. It definitely be worth watching, and I think it'll be a high-scoring game just because there are two offensive teams. So, but I expect Clemson to win. Um, but if Clemson plays the way that they did when they lost, I mean, West Virginia could definitely beat them. West Virginia, like I said, they're not really a dominant team, but I mean, they can beat Clemson if Clemson's not on their game. But I would probably expect Clemson to win. Uh, so that's the story of the game. And then the other thing that's interesting about this game is the two teams have two of the most eccentric, kind of like excited coaches. Dana Holgerson of West Virginia and Dabo Sweeney of Clemson. Um, it'll be worth watching the game almost just to watch those two on the sideline. For Holgerson, he's always freaking out. He's always yelling and running around. Just gets like really excited or angry at times. And then Dabo Sweeney for Clemson, he's not as animated on the sideline, but like in post game press conferences and stuff, he's and like on the field um, interviews after the game. He's pretty interesting to listen to. Um, so that's the story of the game. Orange Bowl, January 4th, ACC versus Big East. It should be a good game. Just some good offense. So thanks for watching. Probably the next game I'm gonna do is the Sugar Bowl, and the Sugar Bowl is interesting to see. They kind of got criticized for selection, their selections. They left some top 10 teams off, so we'll talk about that probably tomorrow. So thanks for watching. So Orange Bowl, Clemson, West Virginia, January 4th.